Hello, I hope that you are doing well. My name's Jeremy, and if you're clicking on this video, you're interested in my perspective on the difference between graduating with a Master of Human Resource Management and a Master of Science in Industrial and Organizational Psychology. Over my head, you can see the tails to my master's hood. This year, 2022, I graduated with a Master of Human Resource Management and Master of Science in Industrial and Organizational Psychology. I did have an MBA prior to that. Before I get into the details, I want to use an analogy. I hope that the camera's straight and I hope that this analogy makes sense. I apologize if my stomach growls because I'm really hungry. The analogy that I'm going to use is of a house. The Master of Human Resource Management, from my perspective, is the foundation and the structure. The Master of Science, or maybe Master of Arts, in Industrial and Organizational Psychology is the insulation, it's the decor, it's the paint, it's the feeling that you get when you walk into the house, making the house a home. The Master of Human Resource Management says, this is where the company is going. This is the framework for the employee experience in order for us to do what the company wants us to do. The Master of Science in Industrial and Organizational Psychology says, yes, I agree. Let's consider how the employee feels to set them up for success in a way that creates the best employee experience and maximizes on their potential, right? And of course, there's so much more to it than that, but just as an upfront analogy, if you do not like numbers, for example, statistics, then IO psychology is probably not for you, with the understanding that there is technology out there that can help you with statistics. So don't let it scare you away. I also, for IO psychology, if reading is not one of your things, and when I say reading, I mean reading 10, 15, 20, 30 page research articles, empirical research articles, and then synthesizing what you read and applying it to a solution. If that's something that you may not be interested in, then you may want to reconsider IO psychology, because that is definitely what you'll be doing. The Master of Human Resource Management teaches you, this is the company, this is where the company is going for. We need talent to help the company get there. Not only do we need talent, but we need to ensure that they have the right knowledge, skills, and abilities. And we want to train and develop them to own their responsibilities. We want to pay them well. We want to also ensure that we're being compliant with laws, both employment and labor laws. We also want to ensure that we're managing their performance. And when the business needs to change, we're doing that in a way that adds value to the business or the organization. IO psychology says yes to all of that, but what does the research say? And how can we ensure that the employee is having the best experience and we're creating a competitive advantage with the employee, all based on research, all based on empirical research. Sorry, I just got a text message. So HR is the surface and the structure. IO psychology is what's beneath the surface and what's filling everything out. If I need to set up a new performance management system, I'll say, okay, great. HR says, let's think about what we're trying to manage. Let's think about the roles and responsibilities. Let's think about what may change in the future. Do a job analysis and create the performance management system. IO psychology would say, okay, tell me more. I see that you've set up this performance management system. Great design, great structure. On the surface, it gets the job done. But what does good look like? What does above good, what does above average look like? What does not meeting expectations look like? Behaviorally, tell me what that means. And by the way, is this something, this system that you've set up, has this been used before? Has it been proven to be effective and give you the results that you're looking for? I hope what you're seeing now is HR, although you can do a lot with HR, IO psychology just gives you a more niche and more specific approach on the things that you do regarding the employee and the experience that they have. What's something else that one might consider? The relationships that you develop might be different from an HR perspective. If I'm in an HR practitioner role, I may be interfacing with organizational leaders on a regular basis. Whether I'm an HRBP or compensation or training and development, I'm going to be in the business a lot more. Compared to IO psychology, I may be tapped on the shoulder through HR, or if I've networked outside of HR and have developed relationship with organizational leaders. So that's something to consider. From a student perspective, I would say IO psychology is more challenging. In my opinion, HR, you're going to look at theories, you're going to look at articles, you're going to look at case law, but IO psychology just takes it to a whole nother level. And that's not to scare anybody off, it's just to be realistic. If I had to choose one or the other, which one would I choose personally? I would choose IO psychology, but that's based on my end goal. One thing that I should have said at the beginning of the video is, what is your end goal, and does the school and the program within the school match that end goal? So for example, if my end goal is to be a training and development manager, the school that I'm attending, does it have a program, or does it have values, or is the tuition favorable to my circumstance? Does it have an alumni network that will set me up for success? And the program within that school, will the courses within that program help me become the training manager or training and development manager that I want to be? I would compare IO psychology as well. You really have to look at the school, what it stands for, the student outcomes, and then the program, specifically the courses, and say, does this course match what I'm trying to do? Can I tie what I'm going to learn in these courses to my end goal? And if it does, then that's probably a right fit for you. As you're already doing right now, I would watch as many YouTube videos as possible to give you the student perspective so you know what to expect. From a school workload perspective, I definitely spent more time in IO psychology. Yeah, definitely about 15 to 20 hours, if not more, studying and doing homework assignments. It was definitely another job. And then HR, probably 10 to 15 maybe, depending on the rigor of the program. Yeah, so I hope what you take away from this video is, what's your end goal? And based on your end goal, will the school and the program help you get to that end goal? And knowing that HR, in my opinion, is the foundation and the structure, IO psychology is everything in between. Using research to predict behaviors, understand behaviors, and maximize on the employee experience, compared to HR, which is setting structure, creating structure in alignment with where the business is going while remaining compliant with the laws that are in place, compensating employees fairly and in a way that they would choose to work for the company. Hope that this helps you. Have a great day.